Hey everyone, Brayden here, coming to you with an exclusive breaking Disney news update from an anonymous source at Walt Disney World who has sent us these incredible backstage photos of the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster track pieces spotted on property, including support columns as well. Currently, these track pieces are sitting backstage at Walt Disney World, waiting to be transported and installed inside the Guardians coaster ride building in Epcot, which is receiving its exterior facade as we speak. Typically, when building an indoor coaster, especially one with a huge gravity building like this, you construct the ride track and then build the building around it. This way, you don't have to worry about getting cranes and construction vehicles in and out of the enclosed space to construct the coaster. You don't have to worry about that. You can build the coaster and then build the outer portion, the building around it, once the coaster is already completed, so you can just lift all those pieces into place. We saw Disney do this with Rock and Roller Coaster way back when it was being built in Hollywood Studios, with that ride having a very similar layout to what we're seeing here with the Guardians coaster in Epcot, where you have a queue building, a launch tunnel, and then an external ride building where all the coaster action itself is happening. Disney also did this method more recently with the Tron coaster in Shanghai Disney, but here it looks like Disney is putting the whole building together first, including the roof, which is already complete, and now the facade, which will soon obscure the interior of the building from view. Experts in the industry say Disney's decision to do the ride building first and then this record-length launch coaster actually constructing it inside will likely cost more, given you have to use much more caution doing all the coaster construction in such a confined space. But perhaps Disney's reasoning for doing this is time-related rather than money-related. Given these photos we're seeing of the Guardians coaster track arriving backstage, if Disney had waited till now to start construction, waiting for these track pieces to come, they only arrived just a few weeks ago and then had to do the whole ride building after that, this ride easily wouldn't have been open until at least 2022. Instead, the building is already getting its exterior, the steel framing for the building is already completely constructed, and now track pieces are coming in and they're going to begin installation. Some of the track columns are already up on site, hopefully all this pointing towards a late 2020 completion date, fingers crossed, rather than doing the track first this summer and then having to do the entire building after the track is constructed, which probably would have taken a while. Construction would pretty much just be starting right now if Disney had done it in the traditional order. Looking at this photo of the track pieces backstage, first of all, these pieces spell very good things for the rumor of the Guardians ride vehicle being a state-of-the-art rotating ride car, which was spotted being tested at Vekoma, the ride manufacturer for the ride, earlier this year. These Guardians track pieces look almost identical to the shape of the track pieces that were being used for testing of the rotating ride car prototype, so a great sign there. They look like the same type of track. People online have been speculating a ton over what exactly this coaster will be like from a track layout perspective. We've heard it might have flat platforms where your car will slow down and rotate to tie in and interact with projection screens, which would make sense given Disney's comment about the coaster being, quote, one of the world's longest enclosed roller coasters. People have also been wondering if it'll go upside down. What will be the severity of this coaster? How extreme will it get? In Disney's description, they call it a family attraction, so I would guess not, probably not going upside down or anything like that. But looking at these track pieces in these exclusive backstage photos, if you put those together, to me it looks like they'd form a sort of U shape because they are all curved track pieces, but they're not curved to the right or to the left. It looks more to me like these track pieces are currently facing downwards, but they actually curve upwards once they're in their configuration, or if they're oriented a certain way, it could be a part where maybe you dip down and then the track actually sends you back upwards. It could be something like that as well. In the back there, it looks like there might even be some twisted sort of track pieces. Very interesting stuff. Let me know your guys' thoughts about these first ever up-close photos with the Guardians coaster track pieces backstage at Walt Disney World. I'm very suspicious about how this Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster will fit in with the rest of Epcot, but at the very least, it looks like we are in for an epic attraction. Speaking of, make sure you've checked out our Halloween episode of the Magic Weekly, where we talk about the design of the Guardians coaster exterior, the exterior of the ride building, as well as the new nature-inspired resort replacing River Country, going to that space, and we talk about so much more. If you'd like to be notified when we drop new Disney news updates, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. This is Brayden. Have a magical day.